Sorry for not posting for a few days. Didn't feel like making a video, but now I do. I want to talk or rant about Poppy Playtime, so sit back, grab whatever you want, because this may be a long rant. So, Poppy Playtime Chapter 5 came out probably a week or two ago, and I've seen people hate it all, because one person hated it. I forgot who started the hate train, but all I know is they didn't like how there is so many puzzles or the chase sequences were uncomfortably long. I don't want to send any hate to the person, but the dot game is a puzzle game. There is going to be puzzles to dot solve, but I do agree some of the chase sequences were too long or unnecessary. I believe the best example I can give is the Lily Lovebraids sequence. And the next thing they said was kind of bad was the textures and surroundings were bland. Now, I can somewhat agree with that. I do think some backgrounds were bland and dot chapter. 3 background and textures were amazing, but if we want to keep that same texture for every game, then we would have to wait longer for the dot game, which could possibly lose the hype. And we have to remember that sculpting these characters and animating their movements takes time, and to render the game and make sure it's dot good could also take up some time. But I've seen some people say, oh, the cliffhangers are getting annoying. Again, I somewhat agree with that. Yes, I want to finish the game already, but if we think about it, we wouldn't have the game we have dot now if Poppy didn't move the train's course. And it will be satisfying once we finish the game, knowing the bullshit and unnecessary side. Quests we were forced to do are over and we can relax. Now, I also have some stuff I don't like in the dot chapter. My first thing is, why have so many characters if we only see them once or they die a few minutes later? The best example I have is Lily Lovebraids. She had such a beautiful design. Then, a few minutes later, she's dead. The other best example I have is Yarnaby. The design was cute and horrifying at the same time. Then later, that thing was on fire. I think it's a waste of time to make a character dot design just to kill them off. The next thing I didn't like is how people are reacting to the prototype's design reveal. I noticed some people absolutely hate it, while some people, including me, absolutely love it. Sure, he wasn't what I thought he would look like, dot, but if you look at old designs that were leaked or shown, he was always meant to be a jester, a jack-in-the-box. The last thing that I didn't like is how they brought the doctor back. Now, it's not how we thought he was dead that annoys me. It's not how we literally blew up his brains and heart and he is still alive. The thing that annoys me is the fact we went through all that trouble just to see him alive. And this is my opinion, I think that was the most obvious thing that could happen. At this point, I think even Yarnaby is alive if the dot doctor is alive. I thought it was predictable since we saw Huji was alive, so I had a gut feeling that someone else was going to become William Afton and come back. Stay dead! And probably one final thing I hated about the chapter is the fact we get some interesting information about what the scientists did, but it barely contributed to the story. The best example I have is that tree with faces we thought had to explode. It had interesting information about what the dot scientists were trying to do, but it's had nothing. Or Barley shook the story. I'm gonna stop here since I don't have anything more dot to say because we are in the middle of the story. Stay safe, my little pom-poms, and fandom_rants.out.